Today I interviewed my sister, Brittany Przaki. She works at Lakeshore Animal Hospital, where she works the front desk but also gets lots of hands-on with the doctor. She is in her second year at Satzenberger College, so I interviewed her because she has a lot of experience at the clinic. I asked her so many questions. We talked about a lot of things. But my first thing I asked her was what was her daily routine. The first thing she does when she gets there is she has to check the messages. And if there's no messages, she has to see if there's any emergency forms that got faxed over from the emergency clinic. After that, she checks in the patients that have surgery scheduled that day. Then her day begins. Her daily tasks include checking the patient in the room, filling medicine, answering the phone, and putting patients into the room to make sure they are all settled and comfortable for when the doctor gets there. I asked her questions on whether or not she liked it, her favorite part. So she said her favorite part is seeing the dogs that need checkups because they are very friendly, they're happy, they're not sick. She said her least favorite part is running the fecals, and that means she has to check their fecal matter to see if they have intestinal parasites. I also asked her what kind of qualities she needed to work in the field, and she said good communication skills, being a multitasker, quick thinking, alert, and responsiveness. She said you need good communication skills because you have to communicate to your coworkers, to the doctor, on what's going on with the patient, what you have discovered, and what the doctor needs you to do. And she said being a multitasker because many things can get thrown at you once. So you need to figure out what you could do at what time and how to do them all together. She also says you need to be quick thinker and alert and responsive because you never know what's going to walk through the door, if it's an emergency or not. I asked her what the most stressful part about the job is. She said having emergency come in because you never know what to expect when it walks through the door. Some of her responsibilities include making sure the office runs smoothly, refilling medicine, and communicating with the doctor and the clients. She said she was very interested in this field just because she shared a love with animals and she was very passionate about their health and wanted to learn more about them and work with them for the rest of her life. She said her favorite animal to work with is a dog because she can predict when they are fearful and scared, and she has more experience with dogs because we have two of our dogs of our own. We've had dogs our whole life growing up, and we could tell what they're feeling, but we haven't had a lot of experience with cats, so she doesn't like working with cats that well because she said it's hard to tell what they're feeling when they're angry, when they're mad, when they don't want you to touch them, and things like that, so she is very alertive when it comes to cats. She's very careful with them. She said the most class that has been beneficial so far is medical terminology. She said it helps her working at a clinic with doctors and other vet techs around that this is how they communicate using this medical terminology, so it's very helpful for her to know all that. I also asked her if the pods helped her at all, and she said she gets way more hands-on experience doing the volunteer hours, so they were very helpful, and her advice to me was to always try to get more pods than you need, more hours than you need, just for that hands-on experience. She said there is so much to learn and that hasn't been taught yet, and you can learn every day something new in the field. You never know what to expect. It is always a learning and growing environment you work in. She said how she deals with stress is she likes to relax and talk about other coworkers to it to see how they would react to that sort of situation and what they would do. And she also said she wished she would have known, well, she knew it, but she just realized that you can't save every patient, so that's the hardest part about her job. Also, euthanizing an animal is the hardest part, she said, but especially euthanizing one that the owner doesn't want, even though it's completely healthy, nothing's wrong with it, but they have to put it down because it's the owner's wish. She said if she could be involved in something more, she'd want to be more hands-on with the doctor and learn more about what procedure he's doing, what precautions he needs to take for a certain animal. She just wants to be more hands-on, and hopefully she sees herself in 5 to 10 years being more hands-on, being in surgeries, being an assistant, and stuff like that. She said, for advice, I asked her what advice she would give me. She said, study hard and be open to new things, and especially volunteering just to get the hands-on experience. But you always want to be open to learning new things because you never know what you can learn by listening to other people, coworkers, doctors, teachers, and stuff like that. And she said the most important part of her job is convincing the client to get the animal spayed or neutered, but not to get the animal declawed, because declawing is very harmful to the animal. But if you get them spayed or neutered, it helps out a lot with reproduction and not unwanted animals, so she doesn't have to euthanize them even though they're healthy. So she said definitely convince the clients on getting that procedure done, but not getting declawed, because that is very harmful to cats. And she said she loves her job. She would not want to change she wouldn't want to go into any other field. She really likes how her work is set up and the people she works with. So I hope to one day be in her shoes and work at a vet hospital like that with getting a lot of hands-on experience. Thank you for watching.